Hello, hi. I'd like to welcome you to What is Capoeira? My name is Darnell Bell. I'm here with Dale Marcelin of the Universal Capoeira Angola Foundation. He's a creator and founder. Dale, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Hey, Dale, what is the Capoeira Angola Universal Foundation?
Well, Capoeira is an organization where we're going to preserve the value and tradition of Capoeira Angola.
What is Capoeira? Is Capoeira art, a sport, a martial arts? What is it, a dance? Can you tell me?
Capoeira is a mixture of dance, fight, martial art. But if I just say Capoeira is a dance, fight, martial art, then I really limit Capoeira, what Capoeira really is. You know, I heard one Capoeira master say Capoeira is everything that the body eats or what the body needs. So Capoeira is much more than a dance, fight, sport. You know, I heard one Capoeira master say, you know, when it's time to be a philosopher of Capoeira, you're a philosopher. When it's time to fight Capoeira, you fight Capoeira. When it's time to play Capoeira, we play Capoeira. When it's time to be a musician, we're a musician. But we need to know when to use Capoeira in those time frames.
Well, can you give me a history of Capoeira? Where did Capoeira actually come from and where is it now?
Capoeira originated in West Africa, West and Central Africa. It was practiced amongst the young warriors in Africa. And it was called the dance of the Ngulu, where the young men used to compete with each other. And the one who had the best flexibility, they can marry the bride without going through the traditions. So, and when it went to Brazil, it took on a little change. And from there, they started calling it Capoeira.
Oh, so when it got to Brazil, was it called Capoeira? It wasn't called Capoeira then,
It still was called the dance of the Ngulu.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, then I don't know how it really started. People started calling it Capoeira.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I guess that Capoeira took the term of, you know, the Capoeira took that name of Capoeira.
So my question is, so you studied Capoeira Angola.
Yeah,
that's your style.
Capoeira Angola.
Can you explain what Capoeira Angola actually is? And maybe just give us a little gist of what the other styles are?
Okay, Capoeira Angola is the tradition of Capoeira. From Capoeira Angola, you have what we would say Capoeira Regional, what was created by Master Bimba. But before Master Bimba created Capoeira, Capoeira Regional, it just was Capoeira. And you find that even when I was talking to Master John Grange, I asked him how did Capoeira get the name Angola on it. You know, and he was telling me that even before Master Pastinha gave it the name Capoeira Angola, the Africans already was coming up with the Afro-Brazilians already was coming up with a name for the Capoeira. And he told me that since all the black people in Brazil that came from Africa, the movement was from Angola, and all the, you know, the slaves and everything came from Angola, so they gave it that name. And that name stuck with it because after Master Bimba created Capoeira Regional, then they had to extinguish the two, you know. So they already came up with that name. So when Master Bimba created Capoeira Regional, then they just went on and gave it Capoeira Angola.
Can you speak on Master Pastores?
Master Pastinha?
Yeah, Pastinha.
Master Pastinha is our great master. He's the first one that opened up the academy of Capoeira Angola. And he was the philosopher. He's the heart of Capoeira Angola. You know, he put his whole life into Capoeira. And he's the one that really brought the Capoeira back up. Not just him, but it was other masters also with him. But Master Pastinha was the one that...
I think you mentioned one of his students?
Master John Grange. He has two students alive today, Master John Grange and Master John Buchanan. Master John Grange is in New York, and Master Pastinha, Master John Buchanan is in Bahia, Salvador.
So what type of rituals, are there any rituals associated with Capoeira? Just, you know, spirituality? What actually is all entailed in Capoeira? Is there the type of rituals that go along with it, the roda, setting up the circle? Can you just give us a little view on that?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not too deep inside the religious part because it's something that I don't, you know, I would say practice, you know, but they do have rituals inside of Capoeira. Like once I asked Master Kobomansa, you know, about certain movements inside of Capoeira, you know, and he was telling me that a lot of the capoeiristas used to guard the Candomblé house, you know, and Candomblé is an Afro-Brazilian religion, you know, and he told me a lot of the Angoleiros, capoeiristas used to guard the Candomblé house, and he said that he believed that a lot of the movements that what they was doing in the ritual of the Candomblé, the capoeiristas brought that inside the capoeira.
Can you give us a little insight on how capoeira, especially capoeira with the youth? Is capoeira something that's for kids?
Of course, of course. You know, when I go to Brazil, you find like in Brazil they have a lot of street kids. In Salvador, that's where I spend most of the time when I go, and you find the kids that that's inside the capoeira or gets inside the capoeira. They usually go back to school. They go back to get their GED. Or they find some kind of way where they can have some kind of discipline, some kind of will, you know, some kind of, what's the word, something to push them, something to live for, you know. And I find capoeira give the little kids a lot of discipline, you know.
And speaking of kids, I understand that, my understanding of capoeira, and kind of capoeira reminds me of the break dance and the hip hop and that type of thing that started in New York. I've heard rumors that some capoeiristas kind of were influential on the whole break dancing thing.
Well, I could say yeah, I could say no, because I seen a documentary once, when the ones who created breakdance, you know, and they was interviewing them, and most of them said they never saw capoeira before. You know, he said that they just started breaking and they went down and they did this and they did that and they did that and they come up to breaking. But I also watched the documentary where once they were saying inside the documentary where a culture would die for some time and it comes back. You know, and that's what I see with the Afro-American people. You know, we was cut off from our culture. But still, you know, our culture it's in our mind, it's in our body, you know. And you can see how the capoeira and breakdance and other arts and other dance from all over the world, you can see how they're this one, you know. And then that make me realize that, wow, we are one people, you know. So I don't think personally that capoeira, breakdance come from capoeira. I just think it was already in the people, and they just started coming out them how, you know, because capoeira is an expression martial art, you know, and I think breakdance is just a expression.
So let's talk about the music in capoeira.
Oh, okay. The music for capoeira is very important. Without the music, there's no capoeira in Angola. You know, it's nothing. You know, because the capoeira, the music give us life. The music make us move. The music make us smile. The music make us happy. You know, and that's another part of the religion of capoeira Angola, because when, you know, it's like Bob Marley say, hit me with music because when it hits, it feels so good. You know, and that's the same thing for the music inside of capoeira, you know, because when I see the people come inside the school, they come in there with frowns on their face or whatever, you know, they had a bad day at work, but the moment we put that music on, you know, you see the smile come in people's face, they start to have a good time, and, you know, it's just joy, you know. It's when we cut that music on to play capoeira, we just transform into a new human being. In fact, you know, the other day, one of my students, he came to the school, you know, and he said, after the class, you know, we talked a little bit, and he told me, now I can go home and be a better father to my children, you know, and I could be a better husband to my wife, you know. And I was thinking about that for about 3 days, you know. And that's when I started realizing capoeira is medicine. You know, it's good for the body. But, you know, for the capoeira, you know, you have the bottle of a medicine. They tell you stop taking this medicine after, let's say, 6 months, you know. It loses its potence. It's no good anymore. But on the bottle of the capoeira Angola, it doesn't say that. It say keep on taking this medicine up until the end of time.
Can we touch on Capoeira Angola? Now, there's a difference in Capoeira Angola music now, and can you just touch on that?
A difference from what?
The music as far as the tempo and stuff and like that.
Well, the music, it does has a tempo, but really capoeira is really played slow.
Capoeira Angola?
Capoeira Angola is really played slow. It's similar to Tai Chi, and it's very spiritual. You know what I mean? When you do the movement slow, and feel the music slow, then you can feel the power of Capoeira Angola. You know what I mean? But when personally, when it's played too fast, you know, it just loses its rhythm or something, you know. But when it's played slow, you really can feel the spirituality of it.
Capoeira Angola seems to be a more on-the-ground style than, let's say, Regional.
Yeah, it's played much lower on the ground, but Angoleiro, he can play up and he can play down. You know what I mean? But when you see us play, usually the movement is played more lower to the ground. But like I say, we can play up and we can play down. In fact, you know, we safer on the ground, you know, because when you see the Angoleiro play, you know, he play up, but when he get threatened, then he goes back down on the ground. You know, and if you watch how Cat fights, you know, when he get threatened, he goes back down on the ground. And that's our best game when we move on the ground.
So, and also with the banana, putting the hands on the ground, is there any significance to that as far as being in touch with the earth?
Yeah, but you know, bananeira is a au, you know. You have to realize Capoeira was the dance of the zebra, you know. And if you watch the zebra fight, how he uses his back legs to fight, you know. For me, that's what I think when he play up on bananeira, when he closes himself like that, you know. He looks like the zebra.
Can we explain what Bananero is? Bananero is, just so people don't know what Bananero is.
Bananero is
handstand?
Yeah, handstand. We're just walking on our hands, you know. And it gives you great balance when you play Capoeira Angola. But you have to also understand that Capoeira is a seducing martial art, you know. We do Bananero, but people just think we're doing Bananero. You know what I mean? It's a game of strategy. And my thing is to try to pull you into me. And when you come into me, I also can fight in that handstand and Bananero too. You know, so this is why we use Bananero on some occasions.
Yeah, well, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the music. And we're going to actually listen to the music. And you'll explain some of the instruments in the music in our next section, if you would, and we'll get a chance to listen to it.
Okay.
So I'd like to thank you, Dale. I'd like to thank you for showing, and I'd like to thank you all. We will see you in the next segment, where we'll explain the music of Capoeira. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am Christian Dorsey. I'm an Arlington parent. I'm a master on the grill. I'm the host of VoiceBox. I am AIM.
We'd like to welcome you back. We're going to do a little music. The Universal Capoeira Angola group's going to perform for us right now and play some music. Okay, that was some good music from you all. This is Capoeira, Universal Capoeira Angola Foundation. I'd like to introduce some of the members. Please introduce yourself, young lady.
Clarice.
And what are you playing?
This is the Atabaki.
Can we hear it? Just give me a little. Thank you. Your name?
Natalie.
And what are you playing, Natalie?
The Pandero.
Can we hear a little bit of that? Yeah, thank you. And your name?
My name is Janal. I'm playing the berimbau viola.
Can we hear a little bit of that? Thank you. And your name, sir?
Dale. I'm playing a gunga, and gunga is the instrument that controls the whole bateria. And the nickname is this is called the big cow, and this controls the whole bateria, the obstacle. So this is called a gunga, and you like to hear a little sound of it?
If you would. And your name, young lady?
It's Sabia.
And what are you playing?
I'm playing the berimbau medio.
Can we hear a little bit of it?
Sure.
Thank you.
My name's Matthew. This is another Pandero.
Can we hear it again?
Sure.
Thank you. And your name?
It's Annie.
And what are you playing?
The agogo.
Can we hear it?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And your name, big guy?
Hi, my name is Tito.
And what are you playing, Tito?
The Heckle Heckle.
Can we hear it?
Short.
Thank you. Hey, can you guys take us out with another song?
Sure. Another talk?
Yeah. I'd like to thank you all. That was great. We'll be back with some actual capoeira. We're going to play a little bit of capoeira with the Universal Capoeira Angola group. Thank you.
I am Mary Ann Moran. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I am with the Arlington Partnership for Children, Youth, and Families. I am an Arlington resident. I am AIM.
That's the end of our show. We had a great time. We'd like to thank everyone for being here. Dale, would you take us out with some music?